Hey there, church family. Week 13 of the E100 series looked primarily at the miracles of Jesus as told to us in the Gospels. And today, I want to briefly ask, why miracles? The first answer is to show who Jesus is, to demonstrate his identity. Acts 2:22 says, Jesus of Nazareth was a man attested to you by God with mighty works and wonders and signs that God did through him in your midst. In healing the sick, giving sight to the blind, raising the dead, and many other things, Jesus bore witness to his identity. In the story of the man born blind, the man who is healed, not knowing who Jesus is, concludes at the very least that he must be a man of God because God listened to him to work the miracle. Or on Monday we read about the Transfiguration, where 3 disciples went up with Jesus on the mountain and they saw his glory. For a brief moment they saw Jesus in his glorified state. He glowed with the glory of God. They were able to see who he truly was. Or on Tuesday we read about Jesus walking on the water. This is not just a random trick. It is demonstrating Jesus' power over the wind and the waves and over all creation. Jesus is the one who made them, and therefore they obey him. The disciples know that such actions are only within the control of God. The Old Testament proclaims that it is Yahweh alone who walks upon the waters, which is why when Jesus gets into the boat, they respond by worshiping Jesus. So first, Jesus performs miracles to show who he is. But a second reason is to show something about his kingdom. What the other Gospels call miracles or wonders, John specifically calls signs. A sign is something that signifies. Signs represent something. They represent greater realities. We read John 9, where Jesus heals the man born blind. But as you read the story, you quickly find that this story is about more than physical blindness. It's about Jesus giving light to those in darkness. It's about him showing our spiritual blindness. The blind man comes to see who Jesus truly is. Well, the religious leaders who have physical sight refuse to see who Jesus is. Or we read Luke 9, and we saw Jesus' miraculous provision of bread and fish to the crowd. And in this event, we see a foretaste of the banquet Christ will provide in his kingdom. At the end, people eat and are satisfied, and there's baskets left over, showing the great abundance that the Lord provides in his kingdom. In Mark 5, Jesus cast out demons from a demonized man. In the parallel story in Matthew, the demons, knowing who Jesus is, ask, "Have you come to torment us before the time?" These demons know there is a day of judgment appointed for them. That Jesus will one day bring judgment on all forces of evil and cast all demonic forces out of this world. And in this one instance, Jesus shows to us his power over all forces of evil in this world. Finally, in John 11, we read of Jesus raising Lazarus from the dead. And there is an interesting scene when Jesus first arrives. Jesus tells Martha, "Your brother will rise again." To which she replies, "I know he will rise again in the resurrection on the last day." Jesus reframes this by saying, "I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me, though he die, yet shall he live." The point is, true life and resurrection are found in Jesus. Normally, resurrection is reserved for the last day, the day when all the dead will be raised. But in this instance, Jesus raises Lazarus to show us that he is the one who raises the dead. We can trust that he will raise us bodily to new life, and he will raise us to have a new spiritual life in him. So, very quickly today, we saw Jesus' miracles show Jesus' identity. He's the Lord of glory who reveals himself to the disciples. He's the one to whom all creation obeys. But also his miracles teach us about his kingdom, that in Jesus we have received spiritual sight. We receive abundant provision, that one day all the forces of evil will be cast out of this world, and that we will be raised to newness of life.